Hello again, Ian Stoker with Mastermind Games, painting another model from the Blind Purchase Space Marine Heroes line, going for a Salamander's color scheme this time. So I was trying to experiment with indirect lighting, but I just don't have stuff on hand to rig it up. So we'll just see how this goes. I'm just wanting to get started on this, just because I've got this massive queue of models that I want to get through as much as possible before July for reasons I will make clear later on. But Pine Green 09010. So these Salamanders are the only founding chapter that were exempt from the Edicts of the Codex Astartes. Okay, I gotta turn this here, hang on. Test? Okay, so they're the only Astartes chapter exempt from the Codex requirement to yeah, I think this will work. To split their forces up into smaller chapters. So while still called a chapter, they are essentially still at Legion strength, a loyalist chapter. In terms of fiction, I actually like them quite a bit because they're actually the nice guys, going so far as to come to blows with leaders of other Imperium forces for the disdain they have for the lives of humans, especially civilians, it seems. They really like their flavors a lot. And while this particular Marine is helmeted, their gene seed interacts in a strange way with the radiation of their homeworld, causing them to have coal-black skin and glowing red eyes. And I'm largely skipping the pauldrons and the backpack because those are going to be done in black, so we'll try and see if I can pull this off the way I want to. Alright, it's a pretty good base coat for the green. I'm going to let that dry for a bit and move on. The light is barely visible. I'm going to really have to play around with my lighting stuff on this. Well, I've screwed up. I'm getting this way too dark off the get-go, so we're going to go over this in leaf green 09011. Just took a second look at the Space Marines Codex and decided I've got this just way too dark, so I'm going to try again. This shouldn't screw things up too much. Alright, yeah, that's going to turn out better when I'm done. Got a little too much water in this, but that should be alright, so... Alright. This will look better. I'm done. And again, the backpack and the pauldrons, for the most part, are going to be black, so... Of course, if you've watched it, the Emperor had a text-to-speech device. I could also do the original Salamanders, which could induce seizures, I believe, is what the joke was. Alright, that's got it patched up. So now I'm going to need to let that dry completely, and then I can start picking out details. So, still need to play around with this lighting. Get that figured out. Alright, playing around with lighting again. So let's try a few secondary colors. Matte black. If it'll cooperate. I'm going to try to use some metallics on the black to shade and highlight, so we'll see how that turns out. Yes, I'll do. It's already been experimental. And I'll start with the backpack. So I'll just, yeah, do that connector there. are similarities between the Salamanders and Dark Angels color schemes, but the Dark Angels use a much darker green, which is what I was almost hitting there with that pine green. So that will, so if you use pine green and shade it with matte black and use the leaf green as a highlight, that might get you pretty close to a Dark Angels color scheme. I'd have to look into that a little more. I don't plan on doing a Dark Angels one, but then again, I didn't plan on doing an Age of Sigmar model either, not until I saw that Revenant at the store and decided it looked cool enough, so I'm going to fill in the interior of the pauldron very carefully because I want to keep the trim intact. Okay. Now Yellow Bone 09143. And that little dot might be enough. Clean out my brush again. Yeah, that'll be plenty. And Chaotic Red. I really can't tell how the focus is on this. Looking at unfortunately my computer extracts the screen size to a 3-inch square, which is not a whole lot to work with, and I think I'm doing something with my speakers, so I'll just have to try to figure out how to fix it for the next clip. Get the purity seal. Oh, take some of that bone color. Did not intend to nick the barrel there, but just pick out this skull. And then Stormy Gray 09088. Gonna get the visible portions of the body glove, the crack grenade, bolt gun, getting in there trying to get a decent coat over it. Then more of the body glove. I don't see any elbow exposed. And then New Gold 09051. So the Aquila is kind of an odd bronze color. So this is going to be an experiment. I kind of wish it was the chest was a little more visible on this, but this is the one I have to work with. So try to get the chest as best I can, given the pose of the model. And I'll repeat the same color Aquila on the bolt gun, so it'll at least be visible on that aspect. And I'll also pick out this plate with the skull on the backpack in the same color scheme, and we'll just see if it works out the way I think it might. And take uniform gray. And a slightly larger brush. Carefully going around the skull. I would have liked to do some lava effects here, but I don't think it's appropriate to have a skull wouldn't survive in lava, basically. So, that's kind of the restriction I gave myself there. No color, I've got so many on the palette right this second. Alright. I think I need to leave this for a minute and come back once it's dry. I'll put a little more gold right there. If the paint cooperates. So, let it dry, come back and wrap up base coats. Oh, and I've dropped over 1,000 frames in the blink of an eye. Good gravy. Okay. Let's still try new things with all of this. So, oh boy, where is it? Still kind of like, there we go. Old Bronze 09197. And I'm going to get the spent shell casings. A couple more right there. Alright, oh boy, this is literally the first thing I'm doing this morning, so I'm still a bit groggy. And then I want to put a bit of color on here, so Fire Orange 09006. And get that on the pouches. Okay, now let's see here. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for base coats. You know what? I'm going to do a little color on the bolt gun. Just pick out the side panel in the same orange here and just to brighten it up. I'll touch up that gold in a minute on the Aquila. After all, the Salamanders are master craftsmen. They don't make their own war gear. They at least heavily customize it. Okay. Let that dry completely, then I can shade. Okay. Time to shade. And I see the blur is starting to happen again already, so good grief. I will figure out a way to fix this. I will. It's just gonna take, oh great. It's just gonna take some time. Oh boy. Alright. Shading before something else happens. Red brick 09001. Thinning with 1 part water to 1 part paint, making it into a wash. And just going over that purity seal, the wax portion. Now I'm going to take Tarnished Brass 09108. And that's going to be my shade on the Quillas. Aged Pewter 09196. Thin out. Get spent shell casings. And that's, let's see here, yeah, I'll take a risk. Phoenix Red 09005. This will be something of a risk, but we'll just see how it works out. Get the belt pouches. The orange on the bolt gun. Okay. Put on the top here. Carefully, careful, careful, careful. Alright. Let that dry completely and then get the next one. Okay. Trying something new again with lighting and background. So, next layer of shading is... Alright. Stained Ivory 09142. Again, thinning with 1 part water to 1 part paint. The cloth on the purity seal, and that skull sitting in the rubble. Now, matte black. Now, with particularly dark colors like this, you'll need 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint. Too little water, and you will end up blurring out your other details. Just going to go along the darker gray here. The lighter gray on the base will be a different color when I'm done. Or a different shade. Get that frag grenade. Or, no, that's a crack grenade. Then, where is it? Adamantium Black 09124. This is a metallic black, so we're going to try using this to shade the pauldrons and backpack and see if it does what I'm hoping it'll do. This is very much an experiment. Okay. Now I need to let that dry, and then I can do the green, and then follow it up with the other gray. Alright, trying a different lighting thing again. Pine green 09010 now. So now we'll get this right. Use more of a paint scheme. Thin that out. Be more careful on the trim here. Alright, this brush might only be suitable for shape, for highlighting at this point if it's going to be this feathered, so it happens. Brushes do not last perpetually. In fact, I have a shiny new pack on hand because I was expecting this to happen soon. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the lighting as much as possible, but got a kind of a funny angle too, so. Okay. Okay. Let's let that dry and come back in a minute. Okay, last shade. Stormy Gray 09088. Still playing around with the lighting, but we'll just see. I think we got some ideas to try again. But for the time being, just roll what we got here. Just or the stonework. Being careful around the spent shell casings, which may or may not have come from this particular member of the Salamanders. Okay, and then, while I'm thinking about it, I can take a little matte white and prep the lighting effects in the eyes, which I'm also going to have to do before I highlight. So a little bit of just right in the eyes, using just enough water to thin the paint. Okay. Let that dry completely, and then I can get the lighting effects and start highlighting and detailing. Alright. Lemon Yellow 09009. And this will be the lighting effect for the eyes. Just a tiny dot. 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint for a lighting effect. You need it even thinner than a normal wash. Dab it in there, and the key is for some of the white to show through, though it's not going to matter as much here because of how light it is anyway. Okay. Now once all this is finished drying, I can highlight in detail, and I'm still need to work on the lighting, but I'm getting there. Alright, time to highlight. So I'm going to start with Pale Green 09012. And taking a ragged feathered brush, no water, straight paint only, rub it out on the paper towel till it looks like there's next to nothing left, and lightly dust the area to be affected going against any edges. So I'm going to try some more intense lighting, but I'm going to need to pick up some more lamps first to illuminate the work area, so it's going to be a bit. I don't know exactly when. I'm going to try to do that in the next couple of days. And then, Blackened Steel 09205. Let's try adjusting the light again. I don't know if it's working too well or not, but and I'm knocking stuff around. It's fine. So he's wound up having a very simple color scheme in the end. Perhaps even simpler than the Imperial Fist I did last time. Uniform gray. that should do. Creamy Ivory, 09144. Do I need to... No, not yet on that. First Misty Gray, 09090. Oh boy, I'm dropping a bunch of frames again. Can I move this light closer? Not too well. And now I'm starting to get this in the way of my limbs. Kind of need those to paint. Now, Creamy Ivory 09144. A little blob might be just what I need, actually. And then, what's left? Tarnished Brass is 09198. Don't need much of that at all. Because that's just going on these spent shell casings right there. Pearl White 09100, and this is a metallic white. It's not going to be that visible on the chest, but this is just what I'm going to have to do. Don't know if I got it quite right, but I'd say it works well enough. Vampire Red. Yeah, I just realized something on the Imperial Fist I did last time. I forgot to do detail on the Purity Seal. Oh well. Hopefully I don't forget that on this one. And then Marigold Yellow 09007 to finish up the highlights. And now with that done, I'm going to take a flathead brush. There's my favorite. Take that matte black again. And just carefully line the base. Okay. And I'll let that all dry completely now, and then I can do some details. Alright, time for some details. So I'm going to start with matte black again. Actually, no, not yet. There's another way of doing this that's going to be a little better. First, matte white. I've got the Space Marine Codex off to the sides. Open up to the heraldry and markings page for Salamanders. Now, where is that finest detail brush I have? There it is. Gonna put in the shape, carefully put in the shape of the dragon head. Now, I'm not worried about getting all of the details right now because I'm going to go back over that in the matte black. Kind of refine it. So that's actually a pretty good start with that one. Now, I'm going to take fire orange. Yeah, I think fire orange. I'm using the same amount of water I'd use for a base coat, so just enough to thin the paint. Got a little knot in my thumb. It's not quite right. Just blot that out here. It's still not quite right, so you know what? Actually do it this way, and then use the black to refine it. And then here on the boot, opposite side, will also repeat a flame motif, and then use my base coat to refine it, though I'm going to try very hard to. Actually, that's not too bad at all. So, alright. It's pretty good. I am going to need to let that dry, though, before I refine the flames, then pull out the black to finish up, but that's not a bad start. Still need to work on the lighting, but I think I'm getting there. Alright, next I'm going to take some Sun Yellow 09008. Again, using just enough water to thin the paint, keeping my brush moist but not overly wet. We're just going to go along kind of the bottom of the boot here. And the bottom of the flame here. I'm going to let that dry completely again and put in some matte black to pick out the last detail. Oh boy, and it just went super blurry there. Good grief. Try so hard. Okay. Last details, and all I need is matte black. And taking my detail brush, just going to just get a little dot in the barrel of the bolter, and then writing on the purity seal. Now to polish up the head here. Hanging fangs. In here. Again, I'm using just enough water to thin the paint. It's not much at all. Just polishing up that flame on the shoulder. Yeah, not too bad for a first try, but not the best I've ever done. Let's flatten that nose just a little bit. So, better. Alright. Not too bad for a first try. So, I'm going to call that good. There is a salamander. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little bit better. Come on. It's going to play around with the lighting some more, it seems, and I'll just have to keep trying that till I get it right. That's much better. There we go. Salamander color scheme. Got one more of these up next with another first founding chapter. Until then, I am Ian Stick with Mastermind Games, signing out.